Hey guys, it's Serex here, and today we're going to talk about mouse acceleration, why should or should not you should play with it. So you probably seen Centaurus doing something like this.
Done.
Yeah,
Красавчик.
yeah, Xandaras, if he do this at LAN, man, come on. When he do this,
The middle doors, one B.
So basically I was talking to my friend about how Centaurus plays with mouse acceleration on, and I did a little research about it and thought that we could make this into a 1 week challenge to see what you can get out of it. So now you can enjoy my 1 week experience with playing with mouse acceleration on. Hope you enjoy it. So first things first, what is mouse acceleration? According to an article on prosettings.net, mouse acceleration is when your cursor in the game moves further, depending on how fast you move your mouse on your desk. Some might say it's a big no-no for gaming, but some pros like Swag, Zentaris, Tapsin, and Automatic uses it. Don't look at this. Like, I think it's big BS. And if you really want to be a good rifler, I should definitely suggest you trying it out. If you're playing with a low sensitivity and you have a good PC with good FPS, you should definitely try it out. I'm gonna talk more about my experience for the past week. So yeah, stay tuned. So moving forward, I want to debug some myths and talk about advantages and disadvantages while playing with mouse acceleration on. I came across this Reddit article that was posted 2 years ago. What does mouse accel do? What are the advantages and disadvantages? And a user by name of Nola tried to explain more in depth about mouse acceleration. And I want to go through this and talk about where he's wrong and where he's right. So, in this Reddit article, Nola states that as far as the disadvantages and advantages, the advantage is that you'll be able to have a slow sensitivity when you're aiming slowly and a fast sensitivity when you're moving your mouse quickly. The disadvantage is that pretty much all of your current muscle memory and understanding of crosshair movement will disappear, since the mouse will act completely differently. You should still be able to learn on it just fine, probably. But switching over to Axel will set you back quite a fair bit, since your mouse works completely differently. And he states, as I mentioned before, I really see no practical use for mouse acceleration in Csgo, so I wouldn't recommend it. I think completely different. In this article as well, he said that most of the Quake pros used to use mouse acceleration on, but I don't see it as a big factor because this is CSGO and it's much different. But if you need to check angles and you need to turn around and stuff like that, I think mouse acceleration with low sensitivity is the thing for you if you're rifling. If you're thinking about opping with mouse acceleration on, you can definitely forget about flick shotting because it's barely gonna work at all. It's really hard to do, in my opinion. But if you want to check your corners fast, turn around flashbangs, and stuff like that, you should definitely try it out. My rifling experience hasn't been better since I started using mouse acceleration on. I've seen improvement in my aim and my ability to check corners and my ability to turn around from flashbangs and stuff like that to even flick towards enemies. Even though it's hard with the op, I managed to do it with the rifle. It seems pretty easy. Uh, my deagle used to be really good as well, but now I think it's even better when I started playing mouse Excel. So basically, I see mostly advantages. When I'm playing matchmaking with my friends, I usually op, and I'm trying to get used to it now. But when I play Faceit, I mostly rifle, and if you really are concentrated on being a team's rifler, you should try it out. And you're playing low sensitivity, I think mouse acceleration is for you. Of course, if you have played the game for a very long time, just like me, you can try it out as well. You can always learn, you can always adapt, and you can always make yourself better in the game. So some of you might ask how long did it take to see improvements and how long did it take to get used to? So I made myself a little 1 week challenge on Aimbotz with the default settings most of the people nowadays use are these. Okay, now it is. So I would see how much in time theoretically I improved throughout these days. So I will go through my graph to show you what I achieved throughout this 1 week challenge, plus of course overall game stats on my past Faceit games as well. So as you can see, this is the graph. This is what I got out of my Aimbotz challenge. I screenshot it every day to take write down the time much easier, so it would be much easier for me. As you can see, day one wasn't that good. I usually get around like 50 seconds, so I was thinking like 52. Yeah, that's like my average. So I was like adapting really fast, but day two was like a surprise for me because when I hit underneath 50 seconds, that's like really good for me. As you can see, I had 64 seconds in that day and 48 average. Day three, day four, and day five wasn't that good. I think most of it is because I played late and I was tilted from my face in matches, but that's okay. And day six and day seven was a real success for me because the average time was really good. Not as good as day two for day six, but still, that was a great improvement from the previous days. And on day seven, as you can see, I hit my all-time record on Aimbotz. I'd never done it that fast. A little achievement for me, but nothing big to brag about. So yeah, now we're gonna go through my Faceit stats and see how much I improved there. As you can see on the screen right now, uh, these are the stats I started with: 1.21 KD and 21 average kills, with an ELO of 2,833. And now you can see my concurrent stats. I have an KD of 1.19, an average kills of 24, and ELO 2,879. And if you look here at Faceit stats, I started around here, where it says team double on the Inferno. It was pretty good 2 games. Then the very next game wasn't that good for me, and the day next wasn't that good for me as well, even though we won. Then I took a day off, came back, played pretty good the 2 games I played, even though we lost one of them. Then I came back again, lost the game, didn't play, went on holidays for 4 days, came back to play, was doing pretty good. Even though we're losing, I was doing pretty good. And then the past few days have been really, really good for me. I'm always on top, always trying to get entries and clutching rounds and stuff like that. So yeah, basically these are my Faceit stats, and that's what I got out of it. So, in conclusion to all of this, should you try mouse acceleration on? It depends. It depends on what you are doing in the game and what you are struggling with. If you have a good FPS in game, playing with low sense and struggling to turn around from flashes or when somebody shoots you in the back, or you just struggle to check corners, I would recommend you trying it out. If you are an opper, you shouldn't be watching this video at all. I don't recommend for all players to use it because it will make you really inconsistent, especially if your plays depend on those flicks to work for you. As far as rifling goes, go for it. Try it out for a week and check if it helps for you. If everything is okay and you're doing great, you shouldn't be trying this at all. I was doing great before, but I wanted to try it out and thought it is a great opportunity to do this challenge and found out that my rifling skills that I am most focused on have improved throughout these days. For some people, it may take longer to adapt or learn how to make it consistent, but overall, even though a lot of players hate it, I find it really good. So if you really want to, and you struggle with something that I listed, go for it. Try it for a week and see how it goes. That's it from me today. Thanks to everyone who watched. Be sure to check me out on Twitch and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. For more content like this, like the video. In the upcoming days, I'll be coming out with a tips and tricks guide on the new cache, so stay tuned. See you all really soon.